Muchas gracias al señor Gustavo por sus palabras y sobre todo por trabajar por una sociedad con mayor igualdad de derechos. Ahora recibimos al doctor Asif Altaf, coordinador del Programa de Bienestar Global de la Federación Internacional de los Trabajadores del Transporte ITF, como orador principal en representación de ITF Seafarer Trust. El doctor Asif trabaja como coordinador del Programa de Bienestar Mundial en la Federación Internacional de los Trabajadores del Transporte desde el 2006. La ITF representa a 19 millones de trabajadores del transporte, incluido alrededor de 500,000 de marinos. El doctor Asif es responsable de desarrollar políticas y programas y de proporcionar apoyo técnico a los afiliados de la ITF para implementar programas de bienestar. Antes de incorporarse a la ITF, trabajó para varias organizaciones internacionales y desarrolló e implementó diferentes programas de salud reproductiva y ocupacional. Con un fuerte aplauso recibimos al doctor Asif.
Friends, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's really my honor to be here and represent International Transport Worker Federation and ITF Seafarer Trust in this important event. First, thanks goes to Gustavo. I think he's working day and night. In fact, I was with him in the morning, early morning, 7:15, and he was telling me he could not sleep yesterday night because he was so overwhelmed for this conference. So well done, Gustavo and your team. Let me tell you a little bit about ITF. ITF is an umbrella organization representing around 19 million transport workers all over the world. So we represent 19 million transport workers in 150 countries, and which includes almost 500,000 seafarers. The most of the seafarers now working, even crossing the Panama Canal today, many of them are our members through our affiliated union in many countries. As trade union, defending the rights and improving the working condition of all workers are the core objective of our organizations. We are headquartered in London, UK, with regional office in all continents. And I'm very happy to have Edgar Diaz, our head of our Panama office, our Latin America office, to be here with us. But we have office in all continents, including Arab world. And the Seafarer Trust is an independent body, but all of its funds are coming from ITF. And all the trustees of the Seafarer Trust are from ITF and its affiliates. Seafarer Trust provides funds and grants for all type of initiatives, programs, activities related to seafarers' welfare and well-being. That is why when Gustavo reached out to us, to ITF and ITF Seafarer Trust, we gladly accept the invitation to be part of this important conference. I exist too. Seafarers are different. In this room, we have some ex-seafarers, and I know I have a friend from Philippines who is a seafarer and going back to seafarer, but in this room, most of us are not seafarers. So seafarers are different because of the working nature and the working condition. Most of us sitting in this room have a work life with a daily time frame. Sometimes we wake up, go to office at 7, 8, 9, we come back in the evening, but we go back home. Sometimes we travel, like I'm traveling all the way from London to here, but I know I'll go back next week. But seafarers are out of their home for 9 months. Some of them are for more than 1 year. You'll be surprised to hear within the ITF, we dealt with seafarers who are on board during the COVID for 2 long years. Think of a seafarer, think of you, forget about seafarer, think of you, away from your family for 2 years, because only reason is that that person is a seafarer. Sometime for us, like meeting friends, going out for a movie, seeing relatives, or just go out for a walk is a normal part of life, but it's somehow impossible for many seafarers. All these factors make the seafarer vulnerable to mental health problem. Before the pandemic, ITF commissioned Yale University in New York to do a study for us about the well-being of seafarers. And you'll be surprised to hear 27% of seafarers who took part in the global survey have either depression or anxiety disorder. And it was before COVID time. And we all know during the COVID pandemic, people experience mental health problem much more than the pre-COVID time. So we are talking about a period when almost 27 seafarers reported back to us they are depressed or facing anxiety disorder. When we are talking about seafarer, we are talking about global citizen, truly global citizen. A seafarer could be from India, Philippines, or Panama, but he or she, most of the time, crossing 7 seas and moving the goods all around the world. I have seen very good food on the back of this room. Many of the food are coming through the seafarers. Most of us trying our best to look beautiful and smart today. Most of the clothes we are wearing today are brought to us by the seafarers. Sometimes we forget the seafarers, but they move the world. During the COVID time, all of us went to lockdown. All of us, most of us in fact. But seafarers were moving the world when everybody were seeing Amazon, Netflix, or YouTube and enjoying time with our family, having Zoom meetings. But seafarers were moving the world all around the world. For example, as a global citizen, where significant progress has been made in recent years towards the right of LGBT plus community, but political resurgence of far right across the world is having a negative effect on the advance. There's also relentless barrage of media hostility. If we look at YouTube, there's so many media campaign going against LGBTI community. So as a global citizen, a seafarer travels all over the world for his own or her work. But 64 countries worldwide still have laws criminalizing sexuality, leading to stigma, discrimination, violence, and all other kinds of harm against LGBTIQI seafarers because only of their sexual orientation and or their gender identity. Let's take an example, just an example. A seafarer from Netherlands, which is a very good law protecting the rights, inclusion of all sexuality, very good law. He or she is in Saudi Arabia, for example, just without any prejudice in my mind. And that seafarer will face stigma, might face criminalization because he or she is in a country we still criminalize homosexuality. So as a global citizen, as a seafarer, we just cannot think of where they are from. We have to think in a global perspective because seafarers moves around the world. They are going to the countries where homophobia, transphobia is a big issue. And we as the policymakers, we are government people, we just cannot ignore that perspective. We, the trade union, we feel can play a crucial role in challenging discriminatory laws, supporting LGBTI community at work. That's exactly what ITF is doing. For us, making the change and to promote inclusion and protection of LGBTI community workforce, it is not just attending periodic forums, discussion and dialogue, but make the issue a core union issue. I am proud to say ITF Congress, which happen every 5 years, and set out plans, programs, priorities for entire organization for next 5 years, adopted a major breakthrough motion and resolution in its 2008 Congress in Singapore. Union from all over the world, including countries which still criminalizes homosexuality, took part in the debate. But our motion passed anonymously with no objection from any union, from any country in the world. And we are so proud to have one of the global union having a motion passed in our Congress to support and to protect the LGBTI communities. We, the ITF, are part of the Global Council of Union, which represent 200 million workers worldwide. We have developed resources which provide up-to-date information about good practice of our unions, about 50 unions affiliated to global unions, from equality policies and collective bargaining guide to changing their national discourse on LGBTIQ courses. Let me share some of the good practices of ITF affiliates. The South African Trade Union Confederation, COSATU, which also represents seafarers and also represents our union, has led the way on LGBTIQ workers' rights for years and played a major role in the protection and promotion of LGBTIQ plus right at work in wider South African society. Since 2012, COSATU has reviewed all their policy to ensure they are inclusive and gender neutral. FNV, National Union Netherlands, who has also moved our motion in the ITF Congress in 2018, is a champion in this issue. The FNV's LGBTQI network, the Pink Network, or Network Rose in Dutch language, is an excellent example how a union's LGBT network can be integrated in trade union democratic structure and build outstanding international solidarity. Pink's network primary focus is improving LGBTIQ rights and equality in workflows and labor market. The ultimate goal is to create inclusive workplace free from all kinds of discrimination, harassment of LGBTI people. As part of their international solidarity, Pink Network has cooperated with Turkish and Latin American trade union groups to encourage joint campaign on LGBTI rights. Let me give you an example from other sector, because I feel it's important to learn from different sector. Transport Salaried Staff Association, TSSA, UK and Ireland, campaigns to make British and Irish Railway LGBTQI inclusive by 2025. Through their Inclusive Rail campaign, workers are asked to pledge not to stand by and watch bullying and harassment behavior, but take appropriate action. TSSA has run many successful action days in workplaces, getting members to pledge to never be a bystander to intolerance and discrimination against LGBTI people. Most recently, ITF Global Urban Transport Conference this year in March in South Africa, and the ITF Global Tourism Conference in Antigua has passed a resolution and motion to promote inclusion and protection of LGBTQ workers. So LGBTQI inclusion and protection is in the core and heart of what we do. Trade unions are a powerful organization to make change. We'll continue to advocate for LGBTIQ people, and we'll continue to work to influence laws and regulation to ensure protection for all LGBTIQ people where there are no such legal protection. I'll be also taking part in panel 2, where I'll be looking forward to interact with you all. We all want change. We all demand change, but it's a process, it's a journey. The journey could be bumpy, could take a bit longer than anticipated. The journey might face storms on its way, but working together, we can make it happen. Together, we can bring change, and we will. Thank you very much.
Muchas gracias al doctor Asif. Invitamos al doctor Asif a recibir un reconocimiento por parte del coordinador de este proyecto, el señor Gustavo Abdiel Aguilar Miranda. Invitamos al escenario, por favor.
I think one very big applause for Gustavo.